Hello, welcome to Wealth Talk. We are here today, and with the Wealth Talk, we love to expand on the Focus 11, which is our primary focus in the map book, right? And these are 11 aspects that we focus on in life to create wealth. And we're having experts in each of these aspects to come and to expand on our awareness in each aspect. Today, I have a special guest with me, Mr. Jesse Asiedu. Jesse, how are you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Me and Jesse known each other for a long time. And you know, he's definitely been an inspiration. I see his work ethic and his drive, and you know, about physical fitness. There's so much about you, you know, and I want to first and foremost go to the beginning. I want to get to know Jesse from born, where you were born at, what life was like growing up and everything.
All right. I wasn't born here. I was born back home in Nigeria. I'm from Ghanaian descent, but my mom was working there at the time. So I spent my first 3 years back home in Nigeria, and then I came to Canada going into my fourth year, about a month shy of my fourth year.
Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, for real? Okay, so when you're in Nigeria, were you speaking Nigerian language or speaking?
I think slowly I was picking up some small dialects, right? I was kind of in a mix. I was speaking 3 different languages.
Oh, wow.
A bit of Tree, a bit of Nigerian dialect, and then obviously English as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I was kind of just formulating words, kind of, you know, it was a little bit confusing at first when I first came up here, actually.
Okay, so when you were in Nigeria, though, like, what was your mom doing working there? Like,
She was a nurse.
Oh, nurse. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. At that time in the 80s, I guess Ghana was going through a tough time economically. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people were leaving the country to find work.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nigeria was booming at that time, so she had gone there to find work as a nurse.
So your whole family moved there?
She went there. My dad followed after, and then my brother just above me.
Oh, okay.
He came, but the rest of my brothers stayed back.
Oh, for real? Okay. So you guys were in Ghana first, or obviously they met in Ghana. They're in Ghana, and then she found work in Nigeria. So she said, "Okay, I'm going to Nigeria, and I'm bringing the two."
I was born there.
Oh, you were born there. Oh, okay.
So they brought my brother. He was maybe 4 at the time.
Okay.
So they brought him.
Yeah.
And then while they're working, they had me.
Then you were born. So when she was going, she was pregnant. Because your dad stayed back, where he kept going back and forth.
Kept going back, and then he finally got work out there, and then he stayed there. So they actually, even before me, they might have lived in Nigeria for maybe 2-3 years before.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They had me. Yeah, so that was a change for them as well.
Okay. And then, so I'm taking at that time period. You don't remember too much, but I'm sure you remember the travel coming to Canada.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah. Well, we came in the winter time.
Okay.
So that was obviously first time seeing snow, being in cold environment, all of that, right? So we got to the airport pretty much in summer clothing.
Oh, okay.
That's all we had, right? And it was December. We actually came December 11th.
Okay.
Right, and then so I guess the airport, they have clothing that they give for newcomers and stuff. So they suited us up in some winter gear, and then a shuttle bus came to pick us up.
Like, whose plan was it to come to Canada?
Well, it was my dad's. It was my dad's plan.
Did he have something set, or he just said, we're just going to go?
It was just, I think at that time, you know, they always felt like leaving the country was the thing to do to find better opportunity for your children, right? That was sort of what was thought. And I guess just a change of scenery. You know, my dad was in the Air Force back home. He was a captain. At that time, President of Ghana, J.J. Rawlings, had done a coup, right? And then there was a lot of unjust going on and things like that. So the country wasn't as balance. It was a little bit rocky at the beginning during his when he first came. So that kind of forced people's hands to try to find
another place to where they want to go,
do what and whatnot, right? So
why Canada though? Because he had other options, right?
We applied. So pretty much you go to the UN, you apply and say, hey, my country's going through this. I want to leave, right? And they had first given my dad pass to come to I'm not sure. I think it was like Finland or somewhere like that. But he wanted to bring his whole family, right?
Okay.
So then he waited, and then when he applied again, they gave us, I think, Australia, US, Canada, somewhere else in Europe, and UK.
Okay.
Right, and I think the first one that came back was Australia.
Okay.
But then they're like, we don't know nobody there to go all the way to Australia, so they declined that and just kind of waited, you know, hoping we'll get another opportunity, right? And then USA came up, right? And at that time, my parents, they had siblings that had left previously, right? So
to
they
US.
were in US, yeah.
Okay.
And they were like, there's 5 of us. There's me and 4 older brothers, right? So they're like, they were being advised that to bring 5 boys to the US at that time, they're gonna place you in the hood. So it's not gonna be the best environment, So we declined that. So then we ended up, being in Nigeria for like another.
Canada was next?
8 months, yeah.
Oh, after 8 months, another 8 months, okay.
Yeah, we weren't sure what was gonna happen, right? I mean, obviously I didn't know what was going on, but that's what they were going through. And then, Canada came up. They said you could bring the whole family, and then it came up.
It was interesting because, the story is similar, like to a lot of people because, and I guess Canada opened the doors for
definitely.
A lot of people, right?
Yeah.
So when they came here, did they have work right away, or like what happened?
It was a struggle. My dad came here being an ex, I guess, soldier, right? He was a pilot, so he might have been in his early 40s.
Yeah.
He looked for work as a pilot, but they all denied him. They said he was too old.
Oh.
Right. I feel like they just didn't really respect his qualifications, but they just said he was too old. But he was flying like fighter jets, like a pilot in the military.
Okay.
Right. His training was in UK and in India.
Oh wow.
Right. So like he was a pilot for about maybe 12 years.
Oh wow.
Right.
Okay.
So that didn't work out for him, but he had a computer programming background. Right. So when he came here, same thing. They don't respect that. So he had to just do some odd jobs.
Okay.
Right. My mom being a nurse back home when she came here, the same thing. They never respected her as.
Oh, you're your mom.
Yeah. So she started off doing like assistant nurses. So when she got here, they gave us they give you pocket money. Literally, they gave you maybe like $50 Canadian for the month. That's what you had for the first month just to settle in. They gave you like a little TV.
Wow.
We were living in Jameson.
Okay.
In Toronto. Yeah.
Okay.
So. We were only for 6 months we were there. We finally got adjusted, and then my mom found work with the agency.
Okay.
So she was traveling back and forth on bus, going through, understanding, the life here.
Yeah.
It's complete change for them, right? And one of the hospitals she was at, they just loved her work.
Okay.
Right? So they were wondering like how she knows so much, and like, she's so advanced. Like she's actually helping the nurses that
were considered certified and stuff like that.
So she explained to them, like, I'm a nurse. Like, I have 20 years of nurse experience. Before coming here, they just don't respect my credentials. So they're not giving me my license to work as a nurse here. So she'll just bounce around, and then, some people advise, maybe just do a PSW quickly since, at that age, you don't want to go back to school. Yeah. Right? And she's just like, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Then one of her last placements she got, luckily, the manager at that hospital, she just loved my mom's work. And she said, like, so what do you need? Like, why aren't you able to be here full time? Yeah. She said, same thing, I'm not licensed. So she was like, I'm going to speak to whatever the board, I'm going to let them know, give them my feedback. I guess she had some pull within the association. Yeah. So she came back and asked my mom, how long do you need to take the test? They're saying they'll allow you not to go back to school just if you pass the test. Oh, pass the test, okay. And she knew the stuff already? Yeah, 20 years of doing it. And they told her, 80% or higher she needs to pass, which usually is not that high. Yeah. Right? Yeah. They just upped it for her. So she aimed it, long story short, she went, she passed it, got it, and then that kind of gave us the footing. Yeah, a little springboard to get things going, right? Nice. Your dad at the same time helped him go and get something as well. He was doing odd jobs. Delivery, taxi, like just whatever. Just to get it, and then eventually went back to school and got into social work and whatnot, and then got into his field. Okay, so you have 4 brothers. Yeah. So you and your 4 brothers are here now. Yeah. So tell me how that was with you guys growing up. Your parents are there, of course, they're getting their work established. Like, what was it like for you guys? Because it seems like your parents had to be busy. They probably weren't with you guys, so it's kind of like brothers raising brothers. That's pretty much what it was. Okay. We pretty much grew up. Like, we had to grow up fast. Yeah. There's a lot of things that we were doing at a young age that, kids are not even thinking of doing at this age. So we grew up really fast. Luckily, there's big gaps between us. Yeah. So there was always a brother that can kind of watch the younger brothers. Yeah. Properly. So it was really nothing like at risk of us being home by ourselves. Yeah. So like, my middle brother is 10 years older than me. Okay. So when I'm 4, he's 14. My other brother would have been 7, so he's watching us.
Okay.
So that's pretty much who kind of raised us, like taking bus to school, picking us up, staying home until my mom gets back from work or my dad gets back. So it was just go, right?
Yeah. And then I from what I know you from soccer and sports, you know. So you know, how did you guys, like, were all your brothers, you guys were all playing sports compared to each other, or was it just you playing sports? Like, how did that come about?
We come from an athletic family. My pops was an athlete, played in multiple sports, right? And my 2 older brothers, they played sports well too, so they played back home, and then coming here just continued playing, right?
Yeah.
And like we touched on just earlier, just the lifestyle, being busy with my parents and stuff, rather than having us in the areas that we're living, just being home by ourselves. Eventually, they're able to get one of us into sports.
Okay.
So when my middle brother would have a game, then the 2 younger ones, me and my bro, we would go
with them.
And that's how we would pretty much be babysat.
Exactly. Okay.
And watch the game until it's finished. Come home with him. By that time, my mom's back from work, and so that started happening. And then my brother just above me, he got into it, right? Yeah. So then I was just kind of the one that was just like eager because I'm around them. Inside our house was either a basketball court in our house, we had a soccer court, had a football. Nice. We just made a living room into any sport. You know what I mean? Jumping out, so it was pretty competitive. And then finally, just me being around my brothers, one of my brother's coaches was just like, why isn't this kid in sports, right? Especially even in school. My gym teacher seen I was, athletically gifted and stuff like that, so they always pushed my mom to, get him into sports. So finally she told the coach, hey, I can get him in, I just don't have the commitment to be driving him in because of my schedule. And he said, hey, if you sign him up, we'll take care of the transportation stuff. So that's how I got in.
Wow. Do you remember that coach?
Okay. Tony and Martin.
Okay. Yeah, you see, I asked you that because, we all have like influential people that come across our lives that like we look back, we're like, yo, what that person did, it kind of helped me, it saved me in some ways, because even Jamestown, where you're in, is like, if you're not playing sports, you know what I mean, you could get caught up. I know what that is, because in those areas you can easily get caught up.
Easily influenced.
Yeah. So being in the sports, what did you what were your takes from that? Like, what did you learn from being in sports? Like now that you're a grown adult, like, I want you to, like, because I see you're heavily indulged in sports, and of course that's the business that you have right now. You train, athletes and things like that. So, first tell me what you've learned growing up into sports, right? And then we could get into like what you do now for the kids.
Growing up in sports, once you get to that competitive stage, you learn discipline. You learn a lot of discipline. You know what it is. You always have an end goal in mind. Right? Beginning of the season, your coach is like, hey, listen, we're trying to win the season, right? Each player has a role on the team. This is what I expect from you this season, right? So you're going through preseason knowing that, hey, I already had a talk with coach. He's saying, hey, if this is what you're going to be playing, this is the minutes I'm giving you, this is the output I want. Right? So you learn to handle pressure. You know what I mean? You learn to set goals for yourself. You have that discipline. You develop a competitive edge. Right? And I think the biggest thing is just being like resilient. You know what I'm saying? Because like you're always going to go through something. Whether on the field, off the field. Like when we were playing, you're never 100%. Sometimes you have a headache. Sometimes your stomach is hurting you. Whatever it is, it's always going to be something.
But you got to play through it.
Playing through it, right? So I think that's for me with sports. I kind of translated that into my life, whereas like people know me as just being kind of like even keel, like I'm never too hyped up or I'm never too down, because it's like I know that I'm prepared to. You're always going to go through something. It's never going to be a straight line. So once you have that in your mind, that hey, just be ready to kind of ride the wave until you can get back on stable ground, and just that's the mindset you have to have, right? So sports really helped me get that mental strength.
That's deep still, because it relates to the map book at the same time, because of the map book, we set our goals, we set our intentions, right? And what you said was that you have an end goal. When you're on the team, okay, I want to win the championship, or you have the thing in mind, and then when you get there, that feeling is like, all this work, all this time that I've been going through, everything I've been going through, the workouts, the early morning wake ups, all this kind of stuff is finally paying off, right? That's pretty much what you experienced from that, right?
Yeah.
And then what about with the kids that you're dealing with now?
Yeah, with that now, I just try to give them back my experiences, right?
Yeah.
We always talk about experience being the best teacher in life, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I feel like that's very true, but it doesn't always have to be your experience. You know what I'm saying? If I can tell you, hey, if you walk through that fire, you're gonna burn yourself, right? I'm telling you that because I went through it. I don't think for you to understand what the type of danger is that you have to walk through that same fire. I've already told you, so you're learning from my experience.
Yeah.
You're past me now.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's what I try to give back to these kids is just my experience, understanding that there's gonna be an end goal that you want to get to, and there's a path and there's a process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the process is always gonna be the same, the discipline, the commitment, the sacrifice, the hard work, but the path in which you get there will be different. Somebody's might seem easy in the beginning stages to you struggling. Then you guys get to another level and you kind of coast through that level a little bit easier than they do, right? So you're all trying to get to the same place, put in the same effort, which is how the process, but the path is going to be different. So don't worry about that person's path because you don't know what they got to or what stage on their journey they're in. You could be in your own journey. So right now, your part of your journey is your difficult side of the journey.
Yeah.
We're going through all the turbulence now, so maybe they've already gone through that. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Right? So by you looking at that, it's gonna make you feel like you're hopeless, or you kind of get self-doubt because now you're struggling, they looking like they're doing their thing, but just know everybody's gonna go through that struggle.
Yeah,
right?
no, for sure.
Yeah.
So tell me some of the things that you've gone through that you said, okay, like some of the turbulent times that you've gone through, you know, right now, like throughout your journey, right? Because you're saying that, you know, with them, everyone's going through a different part. Everyone's going through a different part of their journey. You know, you could be on the up or someone could be on the down. You know, if you can share just things that you've gone through and you overcame, you know, and let's go from young, like different, because they don't just happen once. No, you know, we have them multiple times, right? So, and the reason why I'm asking this is because there could be someone that's listening or watching right now that's going through that moment right now, right? So if you don't mind sharing, you know, like, and so start from like, I guess as young as you can remember, and now just some different things that you've gone through, right? That you overcame and what you learned from them.
Yeah. Well, growing up, you know, with older brothers, you kind of build a toughness about you. You kind of build like whatever they can do, I can do too, right? So I've always had like that extra belief in myself.
Okay.
Wherever I want to go do, I'm gonna go do it, right? Sometimes I didn't have a plan of how I was gonna get it done, but you know, so you kind of feel this kind of like super resilience to things. So
I need examples. Like, give me an example.
So like age 14, that was my first setback in soccer. I broke my ankle.
Okay.
Right, broke my ankle, and that was a big year for me where I was supposed to be recruited to another team, right, with Team Ontario.
Okay.
And so that kind of set me back, and
at the time, I'm taking you probably really upset about it or something. Like, tell me at that time, like, how did you feel when that happened? Like, what was going on?
I was just upset. Like, I mean, I don't know if I had that maturity level to really sit back and reflect, but I just felt upset. Like, why of all times now? Like, it wasn't like something happened so traumatic. You know what I mean? It was literally just a regular play that always happens. Like, somebody stepped on my foot, I turned, and then my ankle just went out this time, right? So and then
obviously the recruits and stuff kind of fell back because they're like, okay, he's injured.
And it slowed down my process. That I mean, at that time, we're not really talking to coaches just yet, but in terms of building your name, that's a crucial age. So I missed half a season, right? So in terms of development and people now developing in those times, I missed a good 6 months of that. Right, so then that was my first one.
And then what, you had to go through rehab or something like that?
I had to go through rehab and stuff like that and just kind of, you know, readjust and work back to get into where I was.
And you said that happened at a young age, and I seen you playing from older, so you probably got stronger even, like, and your skills got better. Like.
Definitely. So, and then funny enough, that happened November 21st. Right? 4 years later, I didn't realize that same day, November 21st, I was at high school basketball. Right? Really shouldn't have been playing, but you know, that was my first love.
So
I was playing, and just the end of practice, we're doing suicides, and I went to touch the line and turn, and my ankle just gave out on me, the same ankle.
Oh.
This time it didn't break, but I tore the ligaments. Right, so now when that happened, right away, like that one was a major one. Like my ankle blew up, and to tear ligaments is kind of almost, it's worse than breaking your bone, right?
Because you can't really, the bone heals itself, kind of, right?
The bone heals strong, the ligaments will come back, but it doesn't have the same elasticity and strength as the bone, right? So that one was major because that was my last year of high school. That was the year where coaches had already been offering me scholarships and stuff, and I had to let them know, hey, I'm not healthy. I can't accept this scholarship. I'm injured.
Oh man!
Right. So then that set me back. So took a year off, right, playing and stuff like that. Had a car accident that summer.
The same year. That year. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hurt my back really bad. That set me off. So I literally took like about a year off of soccer.
Wow.
That was like the time. That was like a transitioning point where people kind of, you going pro, you going scholarship.
Yeah, that's the time when you're making a move and you couldn't even play. You didn't even have a chance to show yourself.
Or you're gonna focus on school, right? So at that time, I just said, all right, let me just focus on school for now, right? Okay. So I still had coaches that were still hitting me up. So my plan was to go to school for a year. Yeah. And then I was gonna transfer to go back to the States. Okay. Right. So I finished the first year of school. I wasn't planning on playing. I went to Sheridan, right? Like when I was supposed to go to the States, I went to Sheridan, and the coach got me on the team. Like I didn't try out. I wasn't supposed to play. My mind was I don't want to lose any years of eligibility.
Education you're
on. I'm just gonna go to school because if I played that year, you lose a year if I transfer. So I didn't want to waste any years. So I said I'm just gonna go to school, grades, and I'm gonna transfer. Okay. Coach realized I was there, wondering like, yo, why aren't you playing? Like, just play. Yeah. I ended up playing. Had a great season. Got a couple of individual awards. Nice. And then I just got back into it again. Played a couple more years. I started getting into my field of work. Okay. Right. Then I ran into an old coach of mine, and he remembers me from like U12, U13. So he was wondering like, where did you end off? Like he's thinking you had potential to be something. And I told him what I was doing, and he's like, no, like let's train. Okay. I'm gonna get you to Europe. Just give me, So boom, we're training. I'm working with him. At that time, I had plans to go to Portugal. Okay. And then my last major injury, like. Youth soccer, I had that one injury, U14, but it wasn't too serious. But like, that was it. Other than that, resilient. It's once I got into my adult years is when everything happened. So at age 24, getting ready to head out is when I broke my femur. What's a femur? It's your thigh bone. So the strongest bone in your body. How do you break that? It was just a freak soccer play kind of thing? Yeah, wow. It was just a freak accident. Just the way I landed and the pressure, the way my body, Ooh. Bad. So the whole snap. I was on crutches for about 5 months. Wow. I had to learn how to walk again. In total, it was about like a 16-month recovery. Wow. Yeah. So once that happened, I just had to retire. Oh, for the soccer. I hung it up. Yeah. I mean, I played just just for my own mental clarity because it was a rough time. So I just pushed myself to say, hey, I wanted to get back and say I left the game on my terms. Yeah. Not I just left because. Damaged me, you know what I mean? So I got back and I played it. I felt comfortable, and then I just said, you know what? At least I left on my terms, and now I'm trying to give back to the next generation. No, that's proper because it's interesting because you had all this potential, right? But God shows us that He's in control, so your direction in terms of where you're going and all the skills and experiences that you've gone through. It seems like that's where you're at now because you're still really doing soccer. Yeah. If you take it in, right? So now you're still doing and other sports, and the conditioning. So talk about that more. Yeah. So pretty much that's what my injuries is what got me into this field. Like I never was into the sciences and whatnot. I was a numbers guy, math guy. So I thought I was gonna get into finance, accounting. Okay. Like that's what I was interested in, right? Yeah. And then just researching it more and more and seeing the job settings that I would be in, I was like, that's not my personality. I can't just be sitting in the office. Right? So it was during one of my injuries when I was getting rehabbed, the trainer or physio that was rehabbing me, I seen that they had a lot of professional athletes come into the clinic, like Maple Leaf players, Blue Jays, Toronto Rock, the lacrosse. So then I was like, yo, that's pretty cool. Like you get to work with all these athletes and they come in there and stuff. I like the whole vibe, the energy. So I asked, like, what do I have to do if I want to, do this too?
Wow.
Right? And then they said, oh, well, you got to get your sciences, biology, physiology,
And this was in rehab, you said, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you see that? That's
so that
amazing.
was like my co-op, so I got to kind of see that stuff.
Okay.
And then I think it was just like, it just came natural to me. Like I just right away, I was like, yeah.
And then you started studying more the body and things like that. Like, what can you share about the body? Like, I want to get some insight. Like, what are the key things? Like, even and we're going to go into the training program and what you do and stuff. But like, what in terms of the body and the science and stuff like that? What are some things that stood out to you that you'd like to share?
Just how resilient the body is. Right, the body's always going to find a way to be efficient. It may not be best for you, but it's best for the body, right? So, we're like a habit of we're a creature of our habits. So if we sit a lot, right, your body's gonna be conditioned to that, and you sitting too much is gonna lead to conditions, right? People who get like sciatica and stuff, it's like say bus drivers or truck drivers, they're high rate of getting sciatica because that's the nerve that you sit on.
Hilda just actually was talking about that.
Right. So when you so those type of things, right? Say someone who's on a computer a lot, office jobs, they get carpal tunnel syndrome because of the emotion, right? So your body's pretty much going to adapt to whatever stresses you put on there, right? So why not put good stresses on there so then it gets stronger?
Good stresses, explain that. What's good stresses?
Good stresses, I mean, are things that are going to release the proper hormones that give you excitement, the feel-good hormones, right? So working out is a good stress.
Okay.
Yoga, different forms of exercises.
Okay.
Are good stresses, and just positive energy. Right?
You
feel like when you look good, you do good, start to feel good. You get a different feel about your energy. So those are the type of things that you want to. So you come regular morning routine. You wake up. You know what I mean? You got. I like to give grace. I like to be thankful, right? So you do that. Then you look at what your day wants to look like. What's my day gonna look like, right? Then before I attack it, I like to make sure physically I'm prepared. So I do my little morning routine.
Nice,
right?
like a workout.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I start my day.
Okay.
I find when you're disciplined in one area of your life, or when you really put effort in one area of your life, it has like a trickling effect into everywhere else, right? So to always get back on track, I try to like go back to what you feel is your natural state. Like I'm naturally an athlete. So my whole life has always been active. So when I feel like I'm going through slumps or energy's low, I get back to playing sports more and not just working out. And I get back that same energy I had. And I take that energy and I put it into the other aspects of my life.
Okay.
To try to pick me up.
Rechannel it. Use it. Yeah, nice. So now, when you're going through and you learned about this stuff when you're doing your co-op and you're seeing this thing, you say, "Oh, I want to know more. What is this thing like?" So how did it go from there to training these youths to be professionals? How did it go from that?
I noticed with myself, like I was always athletically gifted. So when I went through my most major injury, the femur, like that was the first time I realized like what it felt like to not really be athletic.
Okay.
Like movements were hard for me, jumping, running, landing. Like I felt weak. So when I rehabbed and strengthened myself, I realized like how powerful the body is, and that if you program it to respond a certain way, it's going to do it. As long as you're hitting it right. Right. So then I started saying, well, I've gone through that. I understand the game of soccer. I understand the body now. How can I put those two things together? Right. And I had a passion for soccer that kind of got cut short from me, right? So I still wanted to be around the game. And then I said, you know what? Let me just work with soccer players. And work on the player development, and
So how did your first students or your first how did they come about? Like, if you could share.
I was working at the OSA, so the Ontario Soccer Association. That's like the head for the provincial programs. How I got that gig, literally, I walked in there. I told my he's a former player. This is my resume. This is my schooling. At that time, I was still in school, and I said, like, I'm really interested in, even if I can just come on as a volunteer. I want to be around athletes and just kind of shadow a trainer or something. Unfortunately, I guess in my industry, sometimes now it's a little bit more open because of social media and stuff. But at that time, people try to hide their training methods.
Oh, okay.
It was competitive. They didn't want you to have the same edge as them, right? So the trainers weren't open to me shadowing and being around. So I said, okay, well, no thanks, whatever. So I'm leaving, and one of my old coaches that I had from like maybe 10 years ago, he was a national team coach, like a highly respected coach, Carlos Rivas. Right? He played World Cup as well too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was a big time coach. He see me, so another talk, hey, you know, wasted talent.
Yeah.
I heard him, like, okay, thank you, I'm trying, you know. So then we just spoke, he was in good chat, and we left. I guess they must have heard the talk, because when he see me, he embraced me. So they heard like the energy outside, so they must have said, oh, hey, that was Jesse. I just ran into, you know, one of my old players. So I guess when he gave them a bit more of my background, it made them say, okay, hey, you know what, let's see what's up. So they emailed me and said, we don't really have a position for you, but if you can create something and offer us, then we can go about it.
Okay.
So I said, well, let me work with the players that are injured, coming off of injury, that want to get back into top shape.
Because you went through that.
I went through that. Exactly.
Yeah,
so now kids that are coming off of any type of surgeries, ACL, torn hamstring, broken ankle, groin pull, whatever it was, I would get them back up to game speed and then tell the coach, hey, he's fit, he can, or the doctor will clear him.
And then he can play again.
Yeah,
okay.
So I started doing that, and then that grew into me working with teams, and then from there, I had players that I worked with from the youth level that I've graduated on and now become professionals.
Yeah, because you've been working so long, now they're older. Okay. So you have that resume.
Yeah.
You built that resume.
Definitely.
Yeah, so from him going, he told them you're work with injury-prone athletes, and then you get, I take it, you have the groups, but was there someone, like, did you start with individual, or you started with like a whole
started
team?
with individuals, so it was 2-3 kids that were, say, on Team Ontario, but they can't train because they're not fully healthy.
Yeah.
So I was working with that group on the sideline.
Okay.
And then other teams, club teams that would use the same facility to train, they would see me working and be like, could you train the whole team?
Okay.
So then I started getting business that way, where now I'm different teams within the communities, like in Vaughan and Woodbridge, or Oakville, Mississauga, Brampton. The different teams are bringing me in to do fitness for the whole team. Right? So then my name started to build from there, and within there, individual parents would be like, I want that same focus just for my son, or for my daughter. So then that's where the individual kind of training aspect took off from there, because I kind of like that sense better, because you get to put more focus on them, right? When you're doing a team, it's sort of like a generic program.
Yeah.
You do an assessment, you kind of see, okay, the team's kind of lacking on endurance, but maybe out of the 20 players, only 7 of them are lacking on endurance. The other 13 are good.
Yeah.
But if I go in and I make the program strictly endurance, I'm taking away from what the other guys
are doing. Exactly.
And it's only so, right? But it's still beneficial, but for me, I'm more of a person, like a one-on-one, right?
Yeah.
So,
because when you train with one-on-one and then you see them perform, then you can really see like what you taught them and see if they're
I feel it's more rewarding in terms of seeing what you've done with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like for me, I never take the credit. They put in all the work. I'm just guiding them through it. But you get to see where they start.
Yeah.
Then you see them where they finish, and then it helps you even monitor. Like, hey, you know what? Watching the game, I'm seeing when you start to get tired, your body starts to do these movements, meaning this could be weak or this could be overworked. When we go back to training, this is what we got to focus on, right? So you kind of get to really follow them all the way through, where when it's a full team, you're not really getting that one. It's like a specialist and a doctor, you know what I mean? A specialist is going to deal with exactly what you need. A doctor kind of has a broad range of things, so he's going to kind of just touch up everything.
And the specialist go key in on what it is that you're looking for. You know, that's amazing still, because I knew you work with things. I didn't know you're that deep in it, man.
Yeah, you know, you have to be. Right? I mean, in my field now, it's become very saturated. Right? Like, everybody is a fitness trainer. Yeah. Which is good, because for me, I'm not one of those people who get upset about it.
Of course.
Yeah. Like, you can take a weekend course and become a fitness trainer.
Yeah.
And you can have a degree and become a fitness trainer. Right? For me, it's how you communicate your message to your players or to your clients, whether it's general population or not, right? So if you study, you don't have to study because you're in a classroom means that you have the knowledge, right? Yeah. If you took a weekend course but you've continue your own studies and you're reading and you're actively like doing the work yourself, because you're like, as a trainer, usually you're your best experience. You know what I mean? Like, you always experiment with yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
See how different things work, and then you kind of try with your clients and see what works and what doesn't. Right? You never want to just know, okay, this is exactly what my client needs.
So you sound very service orientated, and that's something that I'm really big on as well. And when you understand, even the law of compensation states that, you know, you have to provide service. And just talking about, you know, how you work with these kids and the detail of how you're going into these kids, like, you know, like the service, expand that, because like you said, there's a lot of other trainers, right? But the service, like, how do you differentiate your service from everyone else?
For me, I go the extra mile. Like, I look at it as, I would do this truthfully without being paid, right? So for me to do the extra things that I do, that's my contribution. That's me giving back to the kid, because I know what it could do for them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that little attention I'm giving that kid at 12, 13, that confidence that I'm trying to instill in him, that work ethic, you know, that resiliency. He may not realize it now, but maybe at 18, 19, he might be going through a time where what I was doing with him at 12, 13 comes into play now. Where he remembers the time where I pushed him past his limits and overcame it, right? So I kind of look at it as like a long term. I want to leave a lasting impression. I'm not just there, okay, 3 months, you got in shape and that's it. You know what I mean? I want it to be a lasting.
It sounds like you want for them as if it was you.
100%.
Right?
100%. That's, I think when you're given, that's what it is. That's what it should be, right? Like,
exactly.
If I would do this for myself, then
why would you hold back on them,
exactly, right? So I give more. Like, usually, you know, sessions are 1 hour sessions when you're training. A lot of my sessions might go to hour and 20, hour and 30.
Okay.
Right? But they're only paying for the hour. Just if I knew I had more to give or I wanted to finish more with them, I'm not going to cut it short because the hour's done.
The hour's done, exactly.
I'm going to finish off what I was doing.
And that transfers to them too. So now when they're doing maybe a workout, you know, and it's like a 10-minute workout, they'll be like, oh no, you know, Coach Jesse, whatever, he go extra. He goes extra, so I'm going extra too. Right?
Absolutely.
For sure. And then I'm sure you see that on the court. Because I know right now, and when you talk about contribution, you and Murphy, you know, actually got together, and you guys are doing a big contribution. You know, like, please expand on that, because that needs to get out there.
Thanks for bringing that up. Today's actually our 1 year anniversary.
Okay, congratulations, man.
Thank you. Me and my boy, we grew up playing soccer as well together. Playing against each other, we were competitors. We didn't really have a good relationship. Like,
because you're competitors.
We're both very competitive by nature, and we were on like rival teams, like, you know.
But it's a respect thing, you guys have.
It's a respect thing, right? So we had a very intense battle, and then we ended up joining on the same team as we got older, right? And then we went our ways. But you know, we both played, went away, and I guess I got into the coaching and stuff a little bit sooner. He was still overseas playing, and then when he came back, he got into, you know, coaching a little bit in his field, and working in his field, and then coaching and helping players out. And we kind of were doing similar work. I was helping kids prepare for scholarships, helping kids prepare for Go Pro, and he was coaching youth. And we just had a mindset where we just wanted to give back and make it a little bit easier. Like, I felt like we should try to create like a blueprint, like a cheat sheet for kids to go through it. They don't have to go through the exact same struggle. They can know about the struggle, but if we can make it a little bit easier in the experiences that they have to go through, that's the win.
Okay.
Right? So I ran into him. You know, we've always been, we're both Kenyan, right? We're both in the same community. So you'll see him time to time, but I ran into him, and we just started talking about soccer, and then we realized that we're kind of doing the same thing, similar visions, we're talking the same language. So we actually started coaching a university program. Laurier Brantford. We started coaching in 4 years.
Oh, nice.
So we started coaching together, and those car rides in the morning time spawned a lot of conversation of what we see ourselves doing and what we're giving back. And we both had a vision of going back home, because we knew that the talent back home is exceptional. Soccer being the #1 sport, or they call it football. Being the #1 sport back home in Ghana, it's like, why not give opportunity, right? We've seen a few of them here doing really well that had opportunity to come here. So we started researching, seeing ways we can implement that, and we realized, well, the best way to do it is to associate it with a school, a soccer program within a school, because to get them out of the country is very difficult. But if they're leaving the country through school, it's easier to get the paperwork to travel and stuff, right? And also just to get them scholarships, we push academics first.
Yes.
Right? So last year, the same time, we went back home after months and months of preparation and marketing and promotion, and we had a identification camp.
Okay.
So we had over 250 kids come out.
To train and to see their skills, I guess, skill level and all
we
that.
broke it down from age 9 to 16.
Okay.
Right? So we had like maybe 30, 40 kids in each group.
Holy.
Right? And it was
How long was this for?
It was a 5-day camp.
Oh, wow.
Right? Each group goes an hour and a half a day. Right? So we start everything early. So from 7 o'clock, we're out there, boom, 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 till about like 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And we finish, and then we'll, go evaluate, go through all the names we've seen, remember who we liked, go through our notes, and make a little list. And then by the time we finished, then we had our selection.
Because you said you academics as well, so you had them in the classroom as well.
Yeah, so after we got all our players selected, right, that we like their talent, now we have to make sure that they're academically eligible as well too. They have to be strong. Yeah. Right, and the school we affiliated with, they're a very strong school academically. Okay. They're known internationally as well too. They have affiliations with Cambridge in UK and Harvard and MIT in the US. So they're very hard on academics, or very big on academics, right? Felt like that would kind of give us an advantage if our kids can go through this program. When we get them abroad, people know they're getting strong students first, plus soccer's added, right? So we got them to do an assessment, math and English, and unfortunately we couldn't take everybody. So the ones who hit the scores that
higher scores
that were in line with what the school's requirements were, are the ones that we took.
Yeah, and it's just the first, you said your 1 year anniversary, right? Yeah. So with it being the first year, I'm sure the other people that didn't get to advance, they're now taking academics serious.
100%.
Right? And that's part of your plan, I take it. You're setting that standard for them. Yes. So they see, okay, you love soccer, you're good at soccer, but you're not really going as far as we want you to go unless your marks are good.
That's what we try to explain to them. We try to tell them, like, you guys got to use soccer as a vehicle, right? To travel the world, to get what you want. This is your talent. This is your God-given abilities, right? Back home, you're taught, if you're an athlete, you're an athlete. If you're academic, you're academic. They don't really have student athletes. So the ones who are athletic, they just push them athletically, hoping to go pro. They don't go the scholarship route. It's very difficult for that to happen. And then some of them that are very academically inclined also have athletics, but because they're into books, their parents push them into books, thinking sports will distract them, right? We want to say, hey, we can create more opportunity if you combine the two. Right? So when we put those kids in school, we funded half of their tuition and boarding. Wow. Right? We funded 30 kids to go to school.
And I know in Ghana, most schools are like private school. So it was probably pricey.
Yeah, it was a lot of money.
So how are you guys getting funding for this? Like
right now, a lot of it is out of our own pockets. Wow. We've had some sponsors that has helped out. That have helped out Emmanuel Construction, Roxy Care Services. So people have helped us out, and then we've just done our own pocket.
Wow, I think, and that's another reason for the Wealth Talk podcast, like we want to be able to at least reach as many people as possible, because there's probably people that are out there, right now that want to give back in some kind of way, right? And they don't know what kind of platforms they can help out at. And this one sounds like it's very progressive, because the people, like the kids, they're coming as kids and they love soccer. They'll play soccer all day. So now you guys are raising the bar and you're saying, okay, you have to get good marks. So now you're going to increase their education. So now they're becoming smarter people. And then you're also getting them to come to the US, Canada, and travel and see a whole new world. Open up their mind, right? And then from when they do that, now who can they show that to? You know what I mean? That's a ripple effect, and it keeps growing.
That's our whole message, because even if they don't become a professional soccer player and they finish off with a degree, they've gained an experience that they wouldn't have gained. So now when they come back home, they can contribute back home. When you see back home, a lot of our businesses are people who studied abroad, or if they didn't study abroad, they traveled abroad, different places, gained knowledge, had experiences, came back, and brought those things there, right? So we feel like that's just our way of kind of contributing to building up back home as well too, right? So
and I also want to congratulate you as well, as I know you guys got someone a scholarship. I guess he was talented and he had the education, right?
Yes. Our first one, a 12-year-old.
Okay.
Great player. He passed all academic tests that we had. Test over here in the U.S. as well too. He passed them. We had to do like a Skype exam for him, and everything went well. So just the whole COVID situation kind of it's putting a bit of a
little bit of a pause on
So
stuff,
we're hoping that borders open up and embassies open up, so the rest of the paperwork can go through.
So right now he's I guess he's in Ghana getting ready to come
he's
down.
He's training.
Okay, nice.
He's excited.
Nice.
So
you guys stay in communication with all the kids?
Definitely,
Okay, nice. So even though you're here, because I know I seen on Murphy's on his Instagram, I guess there's still training going back.
They're still training. Yeah, we set up once we left. We set up like a whole year training program.
Okay.
A long-term development program. The focus that we wanted to focus on, and we did it in quarterly. So every 3 months, there's a focus that we have them focusing on, right? To develop their skills physically, tactically, technically, mentally, right? And we have coaches there on the ground that we've hired. Okay. That we've given them opportunity as well too. We're giving them work. Wow. Right? So they come strictly just to coach our players and train them for us while we're here.
And you guys get the reports or something? Reports coming in.
We get reports. They send us videos, so we get to see how the guys are developing, and because we want to make sure that they're taking it serious, because we're funding half of their schooling. Yeah. Just like if they were to come here and get your schooling funded, they need to understand, if you're not holding your end of the bargain, that scholarship will get pulled away.
Get pulled. Yeah.
So same thing with us. Don't just take it as, hey, I've been selected. My job is done. This is just the beginning. Right? This is just the beginning of your journey. There's a lot more work to do, but we're here to support you guys if this is what you guys want to do, right? So we let them know, like, we didn't sell no dreams. We said, hey, we're just giving you an opportunity. Yeah. We want to give back. It's a proven method. If you guys put in that work, you know what I mean, and you have the belief in your confidence, we're going to guide you through it. And the end result is either going to be your dreams of pro soccer, or bare minimum, you're landing yourself a scholarship, and at least you have your foot in the door in whatever profession you want to get into, right? So
exactly, and more opportunities. That's amazing. Honestly, I really commend you guys, and I may reach out to you guys, see however I could be involved as well.
You've been help.
No, we have to, man, because in going back to universal laws and the law of one. Right, and the law of one states that we have to be living as a we community. We can't be I. It has to be we. Exactly. And like with everyone, however you could see, you could fit inside the puzzle of anyone that's trying to do something. See how you can contribute. To adding on to that. And like if there is anyone that's tuning into this podcast and wants to help these youth. And the kids, I guess you work all age. I guess you said there's an age range, right?
For back home.
Yeah, for back home. Yeah, but you guys also are looking to do that here as well.
Yes. We just from school age, we have from 9 and up. Okay. We last summer we did a program when we came back. We were helping kids in the community. Yeah. Just develop
same kind of thing, right? Sports and education.
Workshops, teach them character building, teach them lessons on life. Workshop. Confidence, goal setting, right? Discipline, stuff, things of that nature.
Nice.
Just trying to instill those things, because like you asked me what I learned about sports, and I feel sports and life go like hand in hand. It's I think it's important that most kids should play. It doesn't have to be competitive sports, right? I'm not saying you have to have your kid in top sports, but they need to be in an environment like that where it's going to challenge them, constantly challenge them. They're going to learn from their peers, and they get to grow, right? And it's healthy for you as well too.
Yeah. Also, mentally. Even they know about the team concept, right?
Team concept. You build those. Work with different personalities, right? in life, you never, like you're saying, it's a we, it's not one. So if you don't know how to work with different personalities and get along and stuff, you're at a disadvantage.
Exactly.
Right? I feel like sports kind of allows you to all go for an individual goal that you want, but you're doing it collectively as a team.
Another thing that you pointed out, you said that the kids that in Ghana that you're working on right now, you're getting them to the U.S., right? So what about Canada? Is Canada not have the same kind of opportunities?
They do. It's just a little bit more difficult in terms of the funding, right? We don't offer scholarships.
In Canada, they don't offer scholarships.
Very minimal.
Okay.
Very minimal, right? So in the U.S., you can go to school as an international student coming from Canada and get scholarship.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, because U.S. they're focused on sports a lot.
Yeah, right. So you go to school and your tuition, your boarding, your food, everything combined, books, you might be paying like $40,000 as an international student per year, but you're on scholarship.
Yeah.
So you'll get that paid.
So it's paid for it.
In Canada, you're not going to get the same thing, right? So we've tried to do some things here to bring these kids here as well too, but they would have to pay international fees. So they'd have to pay private school fees. Where in the U.S., they're getting a full scholarship.
For real.
Yeah.
So who decides this? Is it the schools? Is it the government?
It's a committee where
in terms of full scholarships in Canada.
In Canada, I think it's just based on there's an organization within the sports, within CIS sports, and where the funding is, because money has to be generated to give these scholarships. In the U.S., they have a football team. One game, my college game might bring in $1 million in revenue.
Yeah.
Right? You have 70,000 in the fans.
Yeah.
You have the concession stand. You have TV rights. You have jersey sales. Brings in money, right? We don't have that same love and passion for sports in Canada, so we don't generate as much money.
I think we do, but I just think it's too young. Because look at the Raptors last year, the whole of Canada was downtown Toronto, right?
I get that, but imagine that's been the States.
For
40,
years.
50 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're a pioneer then, man.
It's coming. I feel like it's coming. I feel like the more and more they've seen Canadian talent do well in the pro leagues
because we see a lot of Canadians going professional.
We're competing, right? So they know the talent is here.
Yeah.
We know the talent is here. We need to build the infrastructure to keep on keeping the talent here.
Yeah.
Right? We just have the CPL, right? The Canadian Premier League. That just came about. It's supposed to be going into its second year. I played in it years ago when it was a semi-pro league. It wasn't a full professional league.
Okay, now it's a professional league.
Yeah, it was full pro, semi-pro at the time. And you're not really getting paid too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You might get 300 fans at a big game and stuff like that. It wasn't really promoted because there's not enough money behind it.
Yeah.
Now we're growing and it was Canadian professional league, but it was just within Ontario. We had one team coming from Quebec area to travel, right? But now they have a Hamilton team, they have a York team, they have a Manitoba team.
Oh, wow.
A couple teams out east, couple teams in Calgary.
Okay.
A team in Calgary, one team out east.
Nice.
So it's grown a bit now. So I just feel like we have the framework to start building, and we just have to give back. I mean, the contribution that you keep talking about, because in the U.S., a quick example, I brought some kids there when I was training with Ontario Soccer. Well, we went there as a team for exposure.
Yeah.
So we went to Ohio State, Louisville, University of Kentucky, West Virginia, and when you went to the school, every school facility, it's in honor of this. There's always a donation.
Yeah.
Pretty much athletes who have graduated from that school or students who have graduated and become successful in whatever careers they have always contribute back to the school. So that generates money.
Yeah.
And then, because they're very prideful. In the U.S., wherever you graduate from,
you hold that to,
that's your family, right? So you want to make sure that anyone that comes through that school has the best experience as well too. So you're always giving back.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not sure who it was, but I seen the person had a star at Ohio State, and the reason why they got that because they donated over $1 million back to the school in terms of redoing things. Right? Carmelo Anthony, he went to Syracuse University. Yeah. They just named the new sports gym or whatever after him because he donated a couple million to rebuild it, right? We don't have that same luxury here.
Yeah.
You don't have someone that left York University and can come back and say, hey, I want to build a state-of-the-art facility.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I think we're on the path where
we're getting there.
We're getting there.
No, for sure. And you're a trailblazer because, right now, when the opportunities aren't there, that's when you really gotta put in the most work. But you're definitely opening doors. You're opening the doors, right?
That's what it's about.
And keep doing that, man. Keep doing that, and getting it more out there, to more people. Before we wrap up, I just want you to, just give a few gems. Give us a few gems, through your journey, through your experience. For people that are listening, that are watching, this wealth talk, just in general, because right now you related your whole life experience is now your business. Yeah. If you take it in, right?
It is.
So it's like, and that's one thing that, a lot of people, don't realize, like, what your passion is can be your business. You can mold it into your business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So, share a few, some gems with us, while we're here.
A couple of things I like to, I always talk about, be your own silver lining, right? For me, it's be your own hope. A lot of times we go through things and we're looking for, if I can just get this from this person. No, put that confidence in yourself and know that whatever I've been through, as long as I'm able to go through it, I'm the silver lining. Yeah. I'm going to make that better.
Be your own silver lining. Okay.
You know what I mean? That's something I really like. It kind of keeps you, even keel. You don't get too down on yourself.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Because you're the determinant factor of whatever it is that is going to come. You're the one that has to do it. Definitely. You're pretty much taking 100% responsibility of your life.
Exactly. Exactly. Right. And whatever you're doing, it has to inspire. When it inspires somebody, you're going to be passionate about it. Just the way it connects, right? So, some people, I can't wait till it's Friday. Yeah. Or, man, it's Monday. And then reading, some of the books I've read, I seen a quote where it was like, why don't you love your Mondays as much as you love your Fridays? Right? And for me, it's that should be everyone's mission, should be to love any day of the week. Yeah. Because you're enjoying what you're doing. It shouldn't be, it's Monday today. Why is Monday bad? If you're actually passionate and love what you're doing, besides the stuff that we go through in life, you should be positive about, hey, I get another day to start on my passion and continue what I love to do and, build from there, right? So those are things that I feel like, not to say everyone should just quit a 9 to 5 and go be an entrepreneur, because it's a different type of animal that you have to have it in you, but develop a passion. Don't get bored. I say get curious, right? Rather than being bored, research something. Find something that interests you and then develop a liking to it. If that turns into a passion, do it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Do it, continue doing it, because if you want to do it later, sometimes later returns never. You're not going to do it. And it passes you by. Yeah. Now it's like, man, I should have done this. You don't have the same energy no more, or maybe you're a little bit more nervous. Maybe your life situation changed. Life is different, right? A few more I like, you just keystone habits are habits that help you develop multiple habits, right? So say you want to be healthy, that's your overall goal. Yeah. Okay, just start off with going to the gym. Just very simple. Don't think of, I gotta do this. No, just go to the gym. Yeah. While you going to the gym, after say 3-4 weeks, you're gonna start to feel good after you go through that rough initial start. Yeah. Then you're gonna be like, man, I don't even want to eat no bad food no more because I'm working on so hard. I feel good. I don't want to waste all this work I'm putting in. Yeah. Then your diet's gonna change. That's a new habit you formed. Yeah. Now that your diet's changed, you realize, hey, you know what? If I don't plan from the weekend, I might end up just buying food on the road because I didn't meal prep. Yeah. Now you've got time management skills that you've developed now because, okay, it's Sunday, let me prep for the week, and let me decide I want to eat, so everything's prepped now. And then just new habits spawn from there before you know what, you're doing 5-6 things that are developing you where all you say is, hey, I just want to go to the gym. But now all these other habits, you got to keep together. Developed, that's proper, that's proper. The last one, I think it's probably the most important, is just always reassess. Reassess what you call fun. Reassess what you call work. Reassess it, because we're always adapting, we're constantly changing. So what you may think was fun 3-4 months ago, you're at a point in your life where it's not fun no more. Or it's not productive no more. But if you don't actually reflect on it, you're just in a autonomous kind of motion where you're just gonna keep doing it. Every weekend.
Like you said, it's a habit that you probably form, right?
Exactly, right? But then if you sit back and you reflect and you be like, hey, you know what? Every weekend I used to go and do this, but it's not really fun. I thought it was fun, or at that time in my life it was fun. But now it's not really serving me any purpose, but because I'm in a habit, I just do it. But if you're able to reflect and catch yourself, then you might put that energy towards something else. And you're constantly reinventing yourself. So
no, for sure. Thank you for that, man.
Life is a journey. You just gotta just take your pace with it, and go through ups and downs.
And one of the main things that you pointed, and that's one thing that I'm trying to get with everything, with the map book, with the wealth talk and everything, is that wealth is well-being. When people hear wealth, the first thing they think is financial.
Exactly.
Right? But wealth is feeling good. Like you said, if Monday doesn't feel good, why does Monday not feel good? Right? You gotta get in a good state. You wanna feel good. So if you're not feeling good, you gotta go find something that's gonna make you feel good.
That's it.
Right? And then for business tips though, because that's the one thing that most people have a challenge in, because they like something, but they don't know how to make it a business. So how did you turn your passion into a business?
I looked at it as, say you're building a brick wall. I'm not gonna say, hey, all right, how about I build this brick wall? No, I'm just gonna lay a brick every day. And then before you know what, there's gonna be a brick wall in front of you, right? So for business, it's just, as this is your passion, you kind of get yourself lost in it. Just do it every day. Make it become you. And people are going to believe in it. You know what I mean? Once people are going to feed off of your energy, your passion. So when someone sees how passionate you are about what you're doing, they're like, yo, why is this guy so hype about that? Right? And then they get involved in it. And then so that's how your business grows, right? I feel like it's not going to be smooth. Understand it's going to be rocky, but the difference that separates a lot of people is just don't quit. That's pretty much it. Right? You might want it to happen in year 1. But the plan might be for it to happen in year 7. But if you get to year 4 and like, holy, I gave it 4 years and nothing happened and you quit, you didn't realize that in 3 more years you would have hit everything that you wanted.
Exactly.
Right? So for me in business, I just think the biggest thing is be realistic with your goals. Always have the end goal in mind, but it's going to take a lot of little steps to get there. And sometimes you're going to slip off of those steps. But as long as you don't quit and you believe in what you're doing, you're going to get there.
No, for sure. No, it's so interesting because everything you're saying is in that book, because we break it down. Like we have the main vision, right, which is your affirmatory declaration, that's your dream, and we break it down to your month, we break it down to the week, we break it down to the day. So every day you're pretty much doing something that's leading to the big picture. And like what you said is true, because with every business, it may not happen that first year, or second year, or third year, or fourth year, or fifth year. It can happen in 10 years, but you got to stay with it, right?
You got to stay with it, man.
For sure. And another thing I noticed as well too is that as long as you stay with it, you're going to get those signs that are showing you that you're on the right path. Right?
So keep going.
Exactly.
It's like those checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? You get there and it's like affirmation. Yes, all right. I'm on the right direction. Keep going.
Exactly. Keep going.
You have to look out for those, though.
You have to look out for those.
A lot of times they say like distractions don't look like distractions until they're finished distracting you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't realize it's a distraction until it's finished, and then you're like, holy, this whole time I was distracting myself, right? So you got to stay focused on what it is you're doing and know that stay the course. Don't get distracted and think, I was doing this, but this popped up. Now I want to hop on this.
A lot of people do that.
That's a distraction, but you think it's not because, I'm still working at something. And then you realize, shoot, I just put a year into this. When I would have continued into what I was doing, I would have been 2 years into it. I would have been further, right? So distractions don't seem like distractions until you finish distracting.
Woo! That's a gem right there. I appreciate that. Jesse, thank you so much. We can just look at this camera, like, please plug in. Let us know how to reach you. Also, the thing that you have going on with the academy. The academy, everything, please.
I appreciate you for creating this platform, man.
Thanks,
this is dope. It's needed at this time. Very the transition was, perfect timing for this, right? Reach me on Instagram at the JA Way, _JA_way. my business, Coach A Performance. On my Instagram is at JA_the_coach _ between each word. And our residential academy back home, Anansi FC, ANSANE FC Residential Academy.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah,
no, for sure. And for the training, just reiterate, you work with who? Like, who do you work with for the training? And then who? Like, in terms of if they're everyone.
Everybody. I have general population. Regular person just wants to get in shape.
Okay.
You want to get stronger. You want to lose weight. Just want to get better conditioning. And then also, obviously, the high level athletes from age 8 all the way up to the pro level. Mm-hmm. Everybody has what they need to be working on. So, building the fundamentals with the youth. Mm-hmm. And then at the pro level, we work on more games.
Yeah, because I know you work with boxers as well.
Boxers, football, basketball, all sports.
Okay.
All sports.
Nice.
We get you right.
Yes. So make sure you holler at Jesse Asiedu. Jesse, thank you for coming on to Wealth Talk. Right? And again, man, we're going to have you back on here, because we're always growing. We're always new things are happening. Just sending a message out.
Love to keep you guys updated with what's going on.
Yeah.
So definitely, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good stuff.